Hello there guys, this is Solid Shepard bringing you another video. And in today's video we're going to be talking about the Microsoft completion of acquiring Bethesda Studios. Bethesda, Zenimax and all that. I know there's a lot of questions over exclusivity and all that kind of stuff, so we're going to go over what Phil Spencer has said, what Pete Hines has said, what this means for current games that are on or plan to be on Sony's platforms, and kind of discuss what any future games that are going to be on Sony platforms, how that's all going to shake out. So let's get into it. So we have this article here. Microsoft completes Bethesda acquisition, promises some Xbox and PC exclusives. See right there, that's the interesting part here. Is they come out and say some. Microsoft now has 23 game studios. Microsoft has finalized its $7.5 billion deal to acquire Zenimax Media, the parent company of Doom and Fallout studio Bethesda Softworks. You know, I kind of feel a certain kind of way. They said Fallout and not Elder Scrolls. That's neither here nor there. Elder Scrolls is better. Don't at me. The finalization comes just a day after Microsoft secured regulatory approval from the EU for the acquisition, which has been confirmed now, and it will now bolster the company's first-party Xbox game studios up to a total 23. So that's really good news for Xbox fans. We'll see why later in the article. This is the next step in building an industry-leading first-party studios team, a commitment we have to our Xbox community, says Microsoft's gaming chief Phil Spencer. So this is Phil Spencer's official word on the matter for at least now until the event tomorrow on Thursday, where hopefully we'll get more information. With the addition of the Bethesda creative teams, gamers should know that Xbox consoles, PC, and Game Pass. So, at least we do know for sure from Phil Spencer, Game Pass, PC, and the Series X and S. It looks like those are basically where you can be expecting all Bethesda titles for sure. So even if you don't have an Xbox or a PC, you could still subscribe to Game Pass and stream the games. So, all is not lost. Even if you're a Sony pony and you don't have an Xbox and you will not get an Xbox, you could still pay for the Game Pass. And you could still be able to play the Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield and all that. It's a lot more than what PlayStation really does with their exclusives. Well, I know PlayStation's pushing their exclusives now towards selling on like their older exclusives on PC. But come on now, those games are all old. They're only doing it now because the games they're old enough. They're not making money on PlayStation anymore. So they're trying to squeeze those games for everything they're worth. That's why they're selling them on PC now. So yeah, and continuing, Phil Spencer said, and Game Pass will be the best place to experience new Bethesda games, including some new titles in the future that will be exclusive to Xbox and PC players. And obviously Game Pass, but Game Pass, like laptop. You could play it on the laptop, streaming it. That's technically a PC. But yeah, so it's interesting here because Phil Spencer himself, now, I mean, it's official. There's no reason to hold back. He's still saying some. So yeah, that's very interesting that Phil would use the word some right here. So he's pretty much confirming all games from them are not going to be exclusive to Xbox and PC. The question is which ones. This kind of leans towards credence of my theory, where I think established titles with established fan bases that are on PlayStation will probably get the games like Fallout and Elder Scrolls. And I'm going to assume Starfield. And the only reason why I say that is because they've already been working all this time developing the game for PlayStation. So I would assume that they've probably had some kind of deals in place for PlayStation because it's close enough. Within a year, really, of the game releasing, they've probably been working with PlayStation in some capacity. So, Starfield might end up releasing, too. Doom is one I could see possibly going to PlayStation. But, like, anything new after these franchises will probably be Xbox exclusive. I could be wrong. Those games could be exclusive also. But it's just weird that Phil is refusing to say they are all going to be exclusive and only some of them are going to be exclusive. So we'll see. If it does, like I was saying in the comments of my last video, if it does turn out they're all exclusive, all these games are exclusive to Xbox, I'm not really a fan of exclusives, gatekeeping other gamers from playing good games. But at the same time, I'm not really going to feel sorry for the Sony fanboys, because they've been out here touting their exclusives over the Xbox fanboys for a while now. Karma's not a very nice lady. Let's just say that. She's not a very nice lady. Anyways, moving forward, this deal includes Bethesda sub-studios like Dishonored developer Arcane, Wolfenstein, Studio Machine Games, Doom maker id Software, and the Evil Within studio Tango Gameworks. Microsoft now has 23 first-party game studios compared to Sony's 13 PlayStation studios. So yeah, here we go. Microsoft is really almost double what PlayStation has now. So, like I said, you use... PlayStation fans have been using the exclusives for a long time now. To why, why we're better. To the point of them kind of getting a big head. And now Microsoft is probably going to be able to tout this over them. I still don't think like I said, that they're going to have all their games be exclusive. Obviously, Phil Spencer was kind of alluding to that. Some of them will be. Sorry, PlayStation. Some of the games you're not going to get. But it seems like, according to what Phil said, you're not going to miss out on all of them. And that's all we know so far, as far as that goes. So moving forward, Bethesda will now run as a separate business at Microsoft with its existing leadership. This is the same approach Microsoft has used for its recent big acquisitions, including Mojang, LinkedIn, and GitHub. In a separate blog post, Bethesda marketing chief Pete Hines reveals that there won't be any big changes just yet. And Pete Hines says, "First, let me say that we're not making any landmark announcements or changes right now. As we've all shared, the expectation is that Bethesda Softworks and our studios will continue as we have in the past, just with more support and resources that we've ever had before. Obviously, Game Pass has been an important initiative for Xbox, and we'll be working on putting even more of our games into Game Pass than ever before. Beyond that, stay tuned, we're just getting started together." Microsoft originally announced its plans to acquire Bethesda in September, promising to honor PS5 exclusivity commitments for Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo. Games like The Elder Scrolls Online will also continue to be supported exactly as it was. So, there you go with that. So that's a confirmation right there. Elder Scrolls Online will continue to be supported on PlayStation. Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo will be coming to PlayStation. All the games after that, it's up in the air. It depends. The truth of the matter is, we just don't know at this moment in time. They could all... When they say some, when Phil Spencer said some, he could have just been saying some in reference to these, right? And it could be that all future games from Bethesda are going to not be on the PlayStation. It's completely possible. It could also be possible that some of them will. We don't know at this point in time, remember that. Questions had been raised over Microsoft's plans for Bethesda exclusives on Xbox and PC, and Spencer had made it clear today there will be some new titles that will only be available on Microsoft's platforms. Keyword once again, some. That's very interesting. They keep on making sure to say some. Exactly how many isn't known yet, but in the meantime, Microsoft is bringing more Bethesda games to Xbox Game Pass later this week. So yeah, that's all we got to say here. Like I said, Phil Spencer came out and said some games are going to be exclusive. We don't know if he used the word some because he was withholding from Deathloop and Ghostwire and games that are already on, like Elder Scrolls Online and all that. So we don't know on that. It could be, like I have been theorizing, that they are just going to put the games with established franchises on PlayStation, but anything new after that, they're basically it's going to be Xbox exclusive. We don't know at this point. All we know is what was said in this article is some games from this deal, from the studios, are going to be Xbox exclusive. We know that, but some won't. And that's what we know. And that Bethesda is not going to be micromanaged. They're still going to operate as they always have. They're just going to have Xbox's support. Like, I'm sure Xbox will have final say at the end of the day. Microsoft will have final say. But for the most part, they're still going to work independently. Like I said, tomorrow, Thursday, there's going to be an Xbox, Microsoft, Bethesda, some kind of event. Probably mostly pushing Game Pass, but we'll probably get more information. So if we do get more information from that, I will be sure to cover that tomorrow. As always, guys, thank you for watching. This has been Solid Shepard. Until next time, I should go.